の番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Well, it's been a long journey, but here we are. The ultimate anime smash clone and the most ambitious crossover event in history. But this isn't the first time that characters from multiple Shonen Jump manga have been in a game together. Famicom Jump Hero Retsuden, to my knowledge, was the first time characters from several of Shueisha's most popular manga came together in a video game. It was released in 1988 to celebrate 20 years of Weekly Shonen Jump and included characters from Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, Fist of the North Star, JoJo's, and over 30 other series. Most of these I haven't heard of until recently because in the 80s I lived in the US and was a baby. I would have covered this game in part 3 of my Shonen Jump Anniversary Famicom mini videos, but all I had left were RPGs full of Japanese text and I just couldn't do it. A sequel was released in 1991 with a much smaller character roster and different gameplay. The only widely recognized characters in this one are an adult Goku and Jotaro, who replaced Joseph Joestar from the first game. The next crossover would come 14 years later in the form of an anime smash clone on the DS. Jump Superstars has a ton of characters, but not in the way you might think. They're split between playable battle characters, support characters, and help characters. I'll talk about the help characters a bit later, and supports work like they do in games like Marvel vs. Capcom. There are 34 battle characters spread across 19 different series, with most of them having only 1 or 2 fighters. Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto being the exceptions. Now this all sounds really cool, but the truth is this game is completely irrelevant. Honestly, the only thing worth mentioning here is the tag team attack system, where you can make things happen like Goku and Naruto combining the Spirit Bomb and Rasengan, or Anna powering up Yusuke's Spirit Gun, or Jotaro and Luffy teaming up for a whole bunch of... A year later, Jump Ultimate Stars was released, and there was no reason to play Superstars ever again. Updated mechanics, a whole new story mode, an upgrade chart, and many more characters makes this the biggest anime game ever. And this is why I've been putting off this review. Not because it's a bad game, it's actually really fun, I just didn't want to play through it again. Story mode has you traveling to different galaxies with multiple areas based on different manga. For example, the Spirit Galaxy contains stages and characters based on Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Shaman King. The Feudal Galaxy has Rurouni Kenshin, Naruto, and Gintama, and there are a lot of these. 22 galaxies with up to 3 areas with multiple stages and several missions in each stage. You don't have to complete each mission to move on, but you will have to pass them in order to collect these manga panels. And this is definitely the most unique aspect of this game. To build your team, you take the manga panels you win and put them on a grid to make a page. Remember when I talked about the different types of characters? Well, this is where they come in. Stronger battle characters take up more space than weaker ones, and they usually go by their story's timeline. Let's take Goku for an example because he's probably the one that everyone is most familiar with. The weakest one is from the early Saiyan saga, with his specials being Kamehameha and a joke like the one he tells King Kai. From the Frieza arc, he has Kaioken times 20 Kamehameha and a Kaioken attack. And his final form is from the Buu arc. He turns Super Saiyan 3 for a warped Kamehameha and has a Spirit Bomb. Support characters come in different sizes too, but they all start off as a help character. Adding a help character to your page can add effects like auto guard, increase your max health, give you an extra special gauge, stuff like that. You can also take these help panels and upgrade them into support characters and different levels of battle characters. And my favorite part of this is that they're actual panels from the manga.
It's really turning me on.
Knowing all of that, you can pretty much create any kind of team you want. 3 battle characters with some supports and help? Yeah, that's pretty standard. But you could also just have 1 battle character and powered up with a bunch of help panels. Most of them need to actually be touching the character you want to affect, so that might not work, but you could always throw in a smaller battle character or support to fill out the page. And you can switch characters or call in supports during battle by tapping them on the bottom screen or setting them to the shoulder buttons. Besides the lengthy story mode and fantastic deck creation mode, there are a bunch of extra missions, local wireless and Wi-Fi battles, and a quiz mode. In the English patch, the quiz mode is really the only thing left untranslated, but this game contains so many different series from the almost 40 years of Shonen Jump at the time, I'd probably get most of the questions wrong anyway. I am exhausted and I haven't even talked about the gameplay yet. This is very loosely an anime smash clone. There are directional attacks and platforms, but this game takes it a little bit further. There are weak and strong attacks, guard breaks, attacks that can push your opponent back or even force them to switch characters, and an ultimate attack. However, there are only 2 special attacks, one with just the X button and one with the X button while holding up. There's also a bit of strategy in these battles, with characters having 1 of 3 attributes for a rock paper scissors effect. These mechanics make for some pretty engaging fights, but a lot of the time, you'll just be chasing your opponent around the stage. That was the big reason I didn't want to play through this game again. If you want to unlock everything, you have to complete the missions on each stage, whether it's something like beating your opponent under a time limit, or only getting KOs with special attacks, or even breaking all the walls in the arena. They're usually a hassle, especially in a 4-player free-for-all. After Jump Ultimate Stars, there wouldn't be another crossover until 2014 with J-Stars Victory Versus. It is, unfortunately, an arena fighter. Much like the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series, but like a light version. I know some people might like it, but I just really don't. At all. Jump Force was recently released after that to very mixed reviews. But, like I said in the last video, The reason you play these games is for the characters, and one of the Jump Force characters is Yugi, and also you could dress up your character like a dark magician. Still glad I didn't pay for that game. I would love to see a sequel to Jump Ultimate Stars, but with the end of dual screen consoles, it probably wouldn't work as well as it did on the DS. They could definitely make another crossover Smash clone, but I guess it's all about those 3D arena fighters now. At least these new games are being localized. So that's it, the end of the Anime Smash Clone saga, which was actually only like 5 or 6 videos, but it's done. If you want to see me review any other anime games or literally anything else, just leave me a comment. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in Season 4 of CrashLove Gaming.